Good to see you guys here. So we are going to keep this short and sweet because we know your time is valuable. So this is a Vocality Lab info session, and we'll explain about what that is. But first, I'm just going to say I'm so excited to see so many faces from last week's masterclass series. I see Diane, I see Lois, I see Katie. Who am I missing? Gail, I see. Oh, Afyang is about to join us. So I'm really excited to see you guys again. I see so many singers from past workshops, from some of you that I've had calls with before, and it's really exciting to me that you're here because all of you are here right now in this info session because you resonated with the method that I've pioneered, that we coach, and you know that there's so much more that you don't know that you don't know. And you've gotten so much out of my content, but you really don't want to be implementing all these techniques on your own. You want expert guidance. You want to train with our team, but it hasn't been the right time for you, either financially or otherwise, to come into our intensive training program. And so Vocality Lab is our training solution that is a way to work with us at a different level that is more time flexible and more budget conscious than the intensive training program, but still gets you into action to see improvements in all areas of your singing while up leveling towards the intensive training program when you're ready, if that's what you want. So I just want to give you guys a little backstory and welcome to those of you who are joining us. I say hello to Karen, hello to Afyang, hello to Laura, hi Katie, hi you guys. So a little backstory. For a while, I had been really feeling, this was like 2 years ago, that I really wanted to create a training container for my holistic method that I felt was in integrity with the pillars of our method. So technique and mindset and artistry, hands-on support for those who are right there, who really want to jumpstart their vocal transformation, even if they're not ready for the intensive training program yet, either because of their financial circumstances, time circumstances, or any other circumstance in their life right now. And until last year, we didn't have anything to serve those of you who are in that boat. And I really took my time with this because the way my thinking was going is if I'm going to live up to my mission of creating the #1 most transformational vocal coaching method in the world, then I needed to make sure that everything that I offer is up to my standard. But I also had to be really honest about what I have noticed are the gaps in the vocal training space and seeing how I can fill those gaps while still maintaining the integrity of my standard and still being in integrity with the pillars of my method. Because I will share with you that after years and years of being a professional singer, training professional singers, interacting with a multitude of training methods, programs, and really getting to know what is preventing you guys from achieving that first big breakthrough when it comes to the kinds of less intensive training at lower levels of investment that are out there right now, I really finally understood what was missing. So first, I'm actually really curious. Of those of you who are here right now, how many of you have bought a self-paced training course? So do you guys know what I mean by that? Where you just like, you pay whatever it is and you just, take yourself through a whole bunch of modules. That's it. Have any of you done anything like that? Tell me in the chat if you've bought a self-paced training course. Okay, Diane has done that. Any of you done that? I know there's a lot of ones out there. Oh, a bunch of you. Okay, Estelle has done it. Okay, so what I have found that is the most budget conscious training tends to fall into this self-paced category. But there are 3 major gaps in this kind of less intensive and less expensive training at lower levels of investment. So the first gap that I noticed is that most traditional self-paced training, like self-paced singing courses, they're not holistic. They only address half of a singer's problem. They only address their technique. And they leave out the one thing that you guys know, canon will sabotage their technique every time if it's not addressed, and that's their mindset. So singers in these self-paced programs, they get a limited result without knowing why. The second gap that I've noticed is that traditional self-paced training courses for singers, they lack some element of accountability. So it is one of the biggest reasons why most singers who purchase them either don't complete them or do and still have no idea how to apply what they've learned to their unique voice in a consistent way. And then the third gap that I've noticed is there are really limited resources when it comes to taking singers from good to great that do include real-time, hands-on, live individual coaching, where singers get the eyes and ears of a real expert on them regularly to ensure that they're implementing the techniques that they're learning correctly in their unique voice and doing it right. So Vocality Lab is designed to fill these gaps and make my holistic method accessible for singers around the world who need support, who need accountability and a roadmap to accelerate their vocal transformation more quickly and at a price point that meets them where they are right now. So I created this with the specific goal in mind to give you foundational, holistic vocal support and education to springboard you to the next level. And it's a solution that is affordable, it's easy to consume, easy to implement, and that works for where you are in your life, in your budget, and in your singing right now at this moment in time. Because look, you guys, I wish that every single one of you had the ability to join our flagship intensive training program right now. But for those of you who can't, this is why we have Vocality Lab. So it is technique, mindset, and artistry in a more budget conscious and more flexible container. So I have created specific training modules for you covering technique, mindset, and artistry that are designed for busy singers to consume and practice at your own pace. So dial in your breath support with really focused technique trainings, vocal exercises, practice MP3s, getting the essentials. We don't want to leave out resonance. All of the resonance work that we started talking about in the workshop with focused technique trainings, vocal exercises, practice MP3s, and then also a singer's mind, body, energy toolkit, which is complete with guided meditations, thought exercises, similar to what you experienced. You guys, he's going to go nuts because my daughter just walked in. Let me let him out so he doesn't bark this whole time. There, now he won't bother us. So you work your mindset through this mind-body synergy toolkit, where I was saying we give you the guided meditations, we give you thought exercises to start to explore these things. And then also engaging your unique energy and artistry through various creative exploration exercises. Plus, and to me, this is the best part and the most important part, real-time, live, individual training and accountability in a group context with an expert that moves you into action, both on stage and off. So what does this look like? Well, first of all, it looks like bi-weekly live studio class. So this is live on Zoom, individual coaching in a group context, twice a month with our expert technique coach, Annie Fitch, who you guys met in the workshop. And this is on alternating Tuesday evenings. So 7:30 p.m. East Coast, 4:30 to 6 p.m. West Coast. And so most of you met Annie, like I was saying, in our workshop this past week. She is our expert technique coach who works alongside me, coaching our singers in the intensive training program. And she's your expert technique coach in Vocality Lab. So let me just tell you a little bit about Annie, because I didn't really get to do this in the workshop. So Annie has had an incredible professional singing career. She has clocked over 1,000 professional singing performances, paid performances. She's done it all. She was on the International Equity Tour of Shrek, the musical, as Fiona. She traveled all over the world doing that. She was the witch in Pacific Opera Projects, critically acclaimed Into the Woods. She led the cast of Radio City Music Hall's Christmas Spectacular for like so many years as Mrs. Claus in New York City. So you name it, Annie has sung it. And as an expert technique coach in Vocality Lab, Annie coaches studio class twice a month, helping our lab singers level up their technique, level up their delivery, their storytelling. Guys, she knows my method inside and out because you know what? She did the intensive training program, what feels like eons ago now, okay? And so she understands everything that you're going through, and she knows my method inside and out. She's really amazing at coaching it. So I invited her to come because I wanted her to tell you a little bit more about what a Vocality Lab studio class is like and what you can expect there coaching with her. So Annie, hi, welcome.
Hey Arden, hi everyone. Thanks for having me. It's good to see all of you who are in the masterclass and all the others joining us. So I'll tell you a little bit about studio class. First off, I just want to say like I've been obsessed with singing my whole life, and so beyond being a professional singer myself, making other singers better and bringing them up alongside me is fascinating and like one of my favorite things to do in the world. So we'll have a good time. But Vocality Lab. So there is a self-paced element. There is an online portal where there are self-paced modules where Arden discusses the technique so that when you come to class, you already understand on an intellectual level what we want the body to be doing. And in class is our opportunity for me to see you in action to make sure that you are implementing those techniques. So in class, we do exercises that are listed in the modules, and we're also free to do any kind of repertoire that is in your heart. And so within the context, everyone who is in class gets individual one-on-one coaching with me. And so in the course of our time together, we're going to see if the technique is hooking in. Okay, how do we make it repeatable? How do we take it a step farther? How do we make it so this becomes the norm of what your body just knows how to do without you having to think so hard about it over time? And, if it's not hooking in, we're going to get in there. We're going to figure out what you need to think so that you can feel it kick in the right way. And so every time you're done with a coaching with me, you are going to know exactly what it is, the directions that you need to be plugging into your body, what it feels like when you're doing it right, so that you can recreate it when you're on your own, so that you can move as fast as possible and, just up level yourselves really, really well. And so there's actually some really amazing benefits of working on Zoom and working online. One of the really wonderful benefits is that everything that we do is recorded. So let's say you have the coaching and it's just like, whoa, and sometimes things just go out of your mind. You can go right back the very next day and watch exactly what you did. Or if you need some direction when you're practicing on your own and you feel a little lost, put on the recording. It's right there. And so the other really amazing thing about Zoom is let's say we were in a class right now and like I'm coaching Jim. Well, Katie and Joe and Lois are also in class. And because they're on mute, they can follow along with Jim, be doing the exercises that he's doing, getting the very same coaching and implementing it in their bodies, and be gaining everything that Jim is learning at the same time as he is without disrupting the group element and without disrupting anything in class, which is really, really awesome. And the people who up level the fastest are the people who do that. So, just a few other things about class. It is a place where we prioritize positivity, vulnerability, taking risks, and to foster that environment, there's just absolutely no negativity that's tolerated. Fortunately, haven't had to enforce that rule because everyone who joins is like so excited for everyone else who's working, and we're all really in this together. And the other promise that I make about class is I'm going to say something that's going to make you giggle at some point. Something strange and odd is going to come up in the context of coaching, and you know you go with it, you have fun, you be vulnerable, you be open, and that's how you get the gold, and that's how you make something different happen in your body and in your mind and in your singing. So
Thank you so much, Annie.
you're welcome.
I also want to add to what Annie was saying is that we cap Vocality Lab at around 8 people per cohort. So you will never have more than 8 people in your class, which means that every single class you get time and you get eyes and ears on you if you want it. And we encourage you to sing, that's how you up level. So, if you come into class and you're kind of a little shy and you're a fly on the wall, Annie's going to compassionately and gently help you to feel comfortable in front of this beautiful, safe group to make sure that you sing and you get those distinctions every time. But she's not going to force you to sing. You know what I'm saying? But I get the feeling that everybody here kind of wants to, right? I mean, that's why you're here. So thank you, Annie, for just describing what a Vocality Lab studio class is like with you. Now, in addition to 2 studio classes a month working technique and performance with Annie, you will also have a monthly group mindset call with Coach Judy. So monthly mindset call is individual mindset coaching in the context of a group with our expert mindset coach, Judy Lester, to help you identify the patterns and break the patterns and the boundaries that are stopping you from your most consistent sound, from thriving both on stage and off. So this is topic-focused discussion to optimize your thinking for the vocal growth that you're here for. So group mindset call is every 3rd Wednesday of the month. It's a 2-hour call once a month with Coach Judy. So let me tell you about Judy a little bit. Judy is what we call a transformational mindset coach, and she has worked with hundreds of professionals and creatives alike to optimize their thinking for better outcomes in their careers. And she's been doing this for over a decade. So as our transformational mindset coach for our singers, Judy leads weekly group mindset calls, monthly small group hot seat coaching calls, and one-on-one individual support calls, helping our singers in our intensive training program to get better results in their singing by changing their thinking. She is an expert in facilitating what I would call the kind of subconscious programming, or I should say reprogramming, that builds new energy, new belief, and confidence for our singers to go beyond their comfort zone, go beyond what they believe is possible to achieve new heights in their singing and in their singing careers. And she's your expert mindset coach also in Vocality Lab. So she's here with us, and I've asked her to tell you guys a little more about what a Vocality Lab mindset call is like and what you can expect in their coaching with her. Welcome, Judy.
Hello, I'm so glad to be here with you all. I have to tell you that mindset coaching is my most favorite thing, and I've been doing it professionally for the last 10-ish years, but it really began in childhood. It's kind of a funny story because my dad, who had a 6th grade education, gave me a little jewel of wisdom when I was very young. I know so many parents plant limiting beliefs in their kids' heads. But what my dad said to me that stuck with me and changed everything about my mindset from a very early age was, Judy, if you don't get what you want in your life, it's your own darn fault. And that's mindset coaching in a simple nugget right there. It's so cool because what we do when we work on mindset is we move out of the things that we're thinking that are causing us to be limited and think we can't do it, and move it toward what we can do, because we stay focused on, wait, if I don't get this, it's my fault. It's because I'm not doing what I want to commit to myself to do. I'm not doing what is going to serve me well. I'm bringing stories from my past into my present, and then I'm projecting it into my future, and none of that works. I'm sure you can relate to that, where you have limiting thoughts, negative self-talk, assumptions, all kinds of interpretations that really are just subconscious and you don't even realize it. And so you stay stuck ruminating things. Oh, I can't possibly get on stage. I just get too much stage fright. I just freeze up. Or, I've got to get it perfect. There's no way I'm going to put myself out there until I get it perfect. Or, I just can't be seen. I'm just so nervous and it's so scary. And I've been marginalized most of my life. I'm not even worthy to be seen. And so these are some of the stories that we've worked on and that we get past. And the coolest thing about it is, just like Annie was talking about, in these group settings, as you get to hear someone else be vulnerable and coach through what their holdback is, you realize little threads of it are the same for you. Because guess what? We all think we're unique in that, but most of us have the same holdbacks, the same concerns, the same worries, the same doubts, the same fears. And that's where the mindset just goes wonky. It creates all kinds of stories around situations that then make us feel stuck and afraid. And sometimes what's interesting is it hides. It's really good at hiding because it'll make you think, you know what? I just can't prioritize practicing. Well, guess what? If you're avoiding and resisting practice, there's something else behind it. We uncover that. And that's the really fun part of the group is because you get to see each person do it, and you may not even realize that maybe you had that problem until you watch someone else be coached and experience their aha moment, their transformation. I don't know how many of you were on the call Saturday, but the woman who coached with me, you could see it in her face, how she changed immediately as soon as she had the aha moment of, wait a minute, I'm telling myself a story here that's keeping me off the stage, and now I feel like I can go on the stage. And so whatever level you are in, our coaching is going to help you take it to the next level and build the confidence to take it to the level after that and continue to just bust through every one of those thoughts and fears that keep you stuck and unable to sing. The other part of it that's really important that I don't want to miss, and I don't want you to miss, is that as Arden has taught you over the last week, and if you've watched any of our other content, that mind-body connection is so important. And so if you are having forcing energy, if you're trying so hard, if you're trying to get it perfect, what does it do to your body? It creates that tension. And so we really look at that. Where are your thoughts creating tension in your body? And how do we change those thoughts so that you have peace, you have flow, you're open to receive everything that there is for you? Because when you're not receiving, guess what? That means you're in scarcity mindset and you're contracting. So we want to open that all back up and allow you to really be free to just have your own arms open to receive everything that's available to you in how you use your voice and where you use your voice that will make your dreams come true. So that's what our mindset coaching is about.
So good. I love this woman. We had like an epic mindset call today with those who are in our Singers Alliance program, which is a year-long mastermind program that we have with singers who have been through intensive and they are up to big things. And anyway, the reason I'm bringing this up is because we had the most epic mindset call today where one of our singers who we've worked with for a while now had like this massive aha moment about something that was completely keeping her stuck from something that was told to her by one of her parents like 20 years ago. And it was stopping her from actually claiming the power in her voice. Like we've been working her technique like so hardcore recently. And she's all of a sudden experiencing all of this power in her instrument, in her body that's available to her. And she shared a mindset call that it scares her, that power, the growth edge for her is staying with the power and allowing herself to be that powerful. And when we discovered what the resistance was to being that powerful, this thing that one of her parents said, it was like the floodgates opened. She didn't even realize she was thinking that way. Like the whole time, remember Judy this morning, she was like, I didn't even know that this was like in there, And so this piece, you guys, of the mindset coaching, I mean, this is what is really different about our holistic method, but I would feel completely out of integrity in Vocality Lab if this was not a part of it. Because as you guys know, your body cannot do what your brain is sabotaging. So this is what your monthly 2-hour group mindset call with Coach Judy is all about. And so thank you for sharing with us how it all unfolds. So, okay, so now let's talk specifics. So Vocality Lab is a 6-month membership, and I've priced it really competitively. It's only $4.99 a month, but not for you guys, because for you here, I'm giving you a huge discount because you were a part of our workshop. You've shown up. You have shown that this is serious for you. You are passionate about this and you're really serious about up-leveling. So because you guys have shown up to the workshop and you're here right now in this info session, I'm giving you a big discount when you enroll by Sunday night to be a part of our next Vocality Lab cohort. So for you guys, I'm dropping it to only $367 a month. So that's like a 25% discount for you guys. And you'll be grandfathered in at that discounted price for as long as you renew consecutively. And that's not everything. In the spirit of being generous, I've got some bonuses for you guys too. So if you enroll before Sunday night, The first 4 singers who enroll by Sunday get to be a part of my VIP cohort. So in addition to your bi-weekly studio classes with Coach Annie, those in my VIP cohort will also get to work hands-on with me in one additional studio class every other month. So then for everyone, so everyone is working with Judy. I mean, with Annie in studio class bi-weekly, but those first 4 singers who enroll by Sunday also get to be a part of my VIP cohort and also get to coach with me. Then for everyone who enrolls by Sunday night, you also will get my Best Singing Jobs resources database. So what this is a very carefully curated list of links and resources for where to find the best singing jobs, gigs, auditions in your area and around the world. So we did the research for you. So the excuse of, I don't even know where to find gigs is not an excuse anymore. We're giving you this Best Singing Jobs resources database. And then the third bonus for those who enroll before Sunday night is also our Singer's Guide to Surviving Cold Season. So I used to only offer this bonus in the winter. And then I was like, you know what? It sucks to be sick and have to sing all year round, right? So what this is a wellness guide for singers that is chock full of secret remedies and health hacks that are sourced from some of the best singers and the most successful singers around the world. So all of those bonuses, including the 25% discount, they disappear Sunday night. So here's where you can take care of your Vocality Lab enrollment, and you can do it on this website now. Ash is going to put the link in the chat, and I'm going to share my screen so you can see. Copy this link down and paste it somewhere that you can keep, and you can click on it. Everything that we've gone over in this info session is there in the Vocality Lab page. And I'm trying to share my screen and it's giving me a hard time. Let me see here. All right, let's try this again. Because I want to walk you through just a little bit of it. Okay, here we go. So this is our Vocality Lab homepage, okay? And this has our discounted pricing that's good through Sunday. And you can scroll through here and spend a little time if you're unsure. But this is everything that we just talked about. You can look at singers who've been through, what they have to say. All of the class times and everything are listed here. This is our studio class time. This is our mindset call time, and about information about the modules. And so here's where you can take care of your enrollment, okay? So this is the bonuses, just as a reminder. And then if you scroll, we have 2 different options. So the $367 a month, which is what I had mentioned before, or if you know that you want in and you know this is the place for you and you want a big discount, like almost $1,000 discount, you can do a yearly membership with one payment of $3,500, and that saves $900 over the course of the year. Or you can do the monthly membership that I was talking about before, and that's a 6-month minimum commitment, and that's the $367 a month. So I also have a link on there that if you have some specific questions that are really specific to your situation that you want to talk to me about, you can get on my calendar for just a short call. If you have anything that you just want to make sure it's right for you, you can do that. But I actually would like to open it up for questions for a sec right now. Does anybody have any questions about what I've gone over? You can use the raise hand function, which is in the little heart that says react. If you click that, you'll find the raise hand function. Does anybody have any questions about what we went over? And if you think of any, you can also email us to the links that to the email address that we sent you the information about this info session also. Okay, well, it doesn't seem like you guys have any questions. We will be sending out a recording of this info session. So if there's things that you forgot, you can always go refer back. Tomorrow, Ashley will be sending out the recording. You can refer back to that. Oh, I see Diane has a question. Does the lab happen different times in the year? So you can join the lab at any time in the year. But if you want the bonuses, if you want to be in my VIP cohort, if you want the discounted pricing, then you got to take care of your enrollment by Sunday. After that, you can join in it at any time in October or whatever, but it would be the $4.99 price and you wouldn't get the other bonuses. Lois is asking, is there an option to skip a while if something major comes up? Yes. So for example, let's say, Lois, that you start in August and September, and then all of a sudden October comes and I don't know, you get COVID and you're like down for the count for 3 weeks or something. You just let us know and we can pause for the month. And just knowing that you have your next date coming back up and you have an intention to come back in, and then, you know, we can restart. That said, we would only do that if, like you said, there's something major, because the momentum of the progress of that you build when you're in here regularly is what's really important for your progress. And so we don't want to interrupt that progress, and we don't want to interrupt that momentum if we don't have to. But if it's something major that comes up, yes, of course. Good questions all around. All right. Any other questions, I think? Yes. Do you have to start right away to be in my cohort? Oh, that's a really good question. So let's say that you know you want in, but like you're traveling the month of August and you don't want to start until September. In that case, what we would do is you would take care of your enrollment. You'd use the links, whether you want to do the pay in full or the monthly, and then you would write me an email and say, Arden, I enrolled, like everything, you charged my card for the first month, but I don't want the first month to be August. I want the first month to be whatever, September or October. Like you can tell me. And so we would use the first month that your card would be charged when you go through the portal to take care of your enrollment. That acts as like a deposit that holds your spot for the month that you do want to come in. So we can absolutely do it that way. Good questions. All right, you guys, unless anybody else has any other questions, then again, you can always reach out to me via email. In fact, you guys already have this, but I'll just put it in the chat just to make it easier. If you guys have any other specific questions, otherwise, get on it, take care of your enrollment. You can do it through that link that says Vocality Lab info that Ash put in the chat. There it is again. You can take care of your enrollment right away. Pick which tuition works best for you. Send me an email if there's anything specific, and we'll get you started for August. All right, you guys? Yay. Thank you for sticking with me. Sending so much love. Can't wait to support you. And I'll see you guys in the lab. Bye, everybody.